I hope you've tuned in for a lesson. That's what you're getting anyway. Here we go. Good morning. So, this is Friday's vlog, actually being filmed on the Monday. And if you're watching it on the day it uploads, that is today. That's right. I'm sort of filming two today, but they're two very different things. So on Friday, I actually shot a wedding. And I shot that wedding with Jordan. You know, from the start of the year. But yeah, that was up in Castleford. It was cold, but it was good. The venue was something a bit different. It was a mill. So it's got like beams and like little lights, and to be fair, it's quirky, but it's cool. But ultimately, I ain't vlogging no wedding. I'm just not about that. Not when it's somebody else's anyway. So what I'm going to show you today is more like a bit of a tutorial, I suppose. So you'll notice there's been a few reacts videos last week, and this is because they're actually really easy to produce. And to be quite honest, I've enjoyed making them. I'd show you the setup, but David's taken the RodeCaster home because his son Corbin was making gaming videos using the same setup, the same audio, everything, that same thing. But the setup is very similar to what we usually set up. So camera, tripod, setup, microphone on the stand, you can see it in the shot. Obviously that runs into the RodeCaster just off screen. In terms of filming, very easy. But what's it look like when you're editing? Because that is a way bigger timeline. So I'm going to run you through that actually today. Today's a lesson for you. I hope you've tuned in for a lesson. That's what you're getting anyway. Here we go. Obviously, we edit in Premiere Pro, so I'm going to show you that. Also, what we do when we're filming these vlogs, because there's so much content every day, once the final version's finished and saved, exported, uploaded to YouTube, we actually get rid of the raw files. Unless it's something particularly cool, we're like, oh, we kind of want the raw files of this. The raw files are just like the original clips, original footage. So for this one, I didn't save the original footage, because once it's done, I don't need to go back to any of it. I didn't really cut any of it out. So the finished video, I don't need anything outside of that. So I got rid of it. So what I've done, I've brought the finished video back into the timeline so you can see. So if you see all the red blocks, that's because the footage is missing, but it's not missing. That makes sense to anybody. Who knows? So here we go. So here's the editing bit that you view when you're editing. And this is the timeline. So what I've got here is the camera that's set up, the one that's on the tripod filming me, which is what you can see on screen. And obviously we've got an audio track there, which is that microphone. So the microphone's on top of the camera, which is what we use for these vlogs. That would normally be here. So that all just links up, so the audio that I'm using there matches what's actually playing on screen.
Well, I watched it. If I'm honest, I've always wanted to do a reacts video. So
and it turns out I did a reacts video. My little head's in the corner. And I've got the video playing. So the video there, best of February, that's playing underneath. So we'd normally watch the video on like YouTube or something. Obviously I've got the file that was actually on YouTube, so I thought I might as well upload that in. So that's now the full screen there. But how have I turned myself into a little head is the question. So we can actually see the amendments on here. So that is from the same tripod camera as that. So what we do, you can create a mask in terms of a circle, you can adjust it slightly and then just move yourself around the screen. I won't be able to do it currently to show you the moving because obviously the file's not in there. And that's why I can cut back to this full screen mode, because I've just cut it as it went along. So it goes back into that and then cuts back into a little circle. So as you can see, I've set the tracks up. That's the main camera all the way through. Then we're putting this video on top of that, so that's the layer above, so that's what you see. That's what you see. And then I've moved the little bubble head footage above it, so then we get a little bubble head. So obviously that can look very confusing if you're someone that doesn't edit. And the editing process is marginally more difficult than the actual setting up process, but they're really easy videos to produce. And to be fair, quite enjoyable. I did enjoy it. And you would have got another one today, but obviously the RodeCaster isn't here. As an alternative, I could have used the Rode clip-on microphones, but I've only just thought of that. So you've got this instead. So yeah, you got a lesson. And you've sort of got part 2 of today, I suppose. Tomorrow, when it would normally happen. So now, I'm just going to vlog what's happened today. Oh yeah, there's a spoiler as well. Woo! End of vlog.